Alright, so more than a handful of y'all missed the R calculation. And so to run through that, I'm just going to use one of the questions from the test, or from the quiz. And so here's your R equation, here are our samples. The first thing we want to do is find your mean for X and your mean for Y. So you add them up, divide by the number. And so you end up getting an X of 7.75 and a Y of 72. So our X mean and Y mean, or X bar and Y bar, is 7.75 and 72. And so that's going to go here and here. And these I's, that's going to be these. So this would be X1, X2, X3, X4. And so you would put your 4 here, and you would put your 65 here, subtracting them by that mean. Okay? And you'll end up getting a number. For your X1, you'll get a negative 3.75. For your Y1, you'll get a negative 7. So for the first one, you'll have a negative 3.75. Right here, you'll have a negative 7. And then for your X2, it'd be 2.25 and 8, 6.25 and 9, negative 4.75 and negative 10. All right? When you take your 3.75 and your negative 7, you're going to then multiply them together, right? You multiply those together and you'll get 26.25 because the negatives cancel out, 18, 56, and then 47.5, again with the negatives canceling each other out. And then you add it all up, so this thing means the sum of, right? And so we add all those up and we get an answer of 148. So our numerator up here is going to be 148. Alright, now we have to do that down here. We already have our xi minus x bar, right? We did that first thing right here. And so we can just use them again, but now we're going to square them. And so if you take your negative 375 and square it, you get 14.0625 for your x2, for your x3, for your x4, and then you do the same thing for your y's. And so that gets us with these numbers. Now we need to add all these up. I think maybe this is where a lot of y'all messed up. I know when I was doing it, I stumbled over it a couple times. So maybe this is where you had some issues. And so we want to add up our 14, 5, 39, 22, 49, 64, 81, and 100. And that's going to give us 80.75 and then 294. Now we multiply those together, and you get a number that looks like 23,740.5. You take the square root of that, and you end up with 154.08. Now we have our denominator, 148 divided by 154.8 gives you an answer around 0.960 something something something. I think it's like 09, so 0.961. There's another way to do this. So, like, using this formula and math skills, you can do it a different way, and it might be better for you, it might be easier for you, it might not, I don't know, it depends on your style, I guess. But you can go ahead and find the x mean and y mean like we've done, right, your x bar and y bar. And then you want to find the variance. If you don't remember, here's our formula for the variance. You take the square root of the sum of x1 minus x bar and square that. So that's basically what we're doing right here, except you're also taking that over your n minus 1, over your degrees of freedom. And so that would be for x, and then you would do the same thing for y to find the variance in there. And then you find the sum of xi minus your x mean times yi minus your y mean. So that's what we're doing right here. And so you do this step, and then you divide your answer when you sum all that up. So whenever you get your, what was the sum of that? 148. You're going to divide that by the variance of x times the variance of y. And then you're going to divide that answer by your n minus 1. So it would be 3 in our case. And so it's another way of just working this formula. You see, in this formula, we don't have the degrees of freedom. We don't have our n minus 1 because they cancel out down the road if you do it a different way than this. So, I mean, you can do it this way. You'll still get the exact same answer, and you don't have to worry about, like, remembering to sum this because that step is missing. You're doing it instead as the variance. And so that's why you have to throw in your n minus 1. I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, please send them my way.